to start? I have so many thoughts and emotions and feelings and just the spirit flowing in this place that I've just been feeling over these past couple of weeks leading up to this wedding, just thinking about everything that has gotten us all here. The bird rooms, we always like to be part of a group and think about our journeys as a whole, and I just feel so blessed to have been part of both of your journeys since the beginning of your journey. My brother Phil and I have this extremely close relationship where, as we got older, we began to share in life's struggles and fears and come to each other to hash it out and figure out what it's all about. And our parents always taught us so much about the Spirit and about trusting in God, but living our lives, it's so hard to actually carry that with us, especially in the context of something so powerful like love that moves us and asks things of us that we don't know if we're ready for or we're capable of, and we're human. And so it's just been so incredible to be part of Phil's journey growing up and really the intimacy of being part of his mind and the process of how he's gotten here today to be the man that I'm seeing before me. And the same goes for Bethany, just being a part of her life as not only her neighbor, but slowly over the years, my sister. Getting to see the struggle. And I know it's a wedding day and we're here to talk about marriage and the joy that's happening, but the real beauty and incredibleness of your love story is the time that was sorrowful, because the way both of you responded to that sorrow and what that time period meant for both of you to be able to get here today was so crucial. One of the things that I remember most after Bethany moved back from Boston, her and Phil had not been together for several years, but I remember her really feeling so lost and not knowing what God's plan was for her life. But the metaphor that we always talked about was asking God to break us. Because throughout the Bible, there's this metaphor of the alabaster box being broken open and creating a perfume, and the seed that has to be crushed and buried under the earth. And we have to wait for that tomato to come up out of the ground. And all the while, we want to feel better. We want the sorrow to be over with. We want to get to the wedding day, right? And yet, we actually don't get to know. And there's this weird, disturbing blessing in all of it. And I just remember me and Bethany sitting on her couch and her praying. We were praying, and you asking God to keep you broken if that's what it would take to take everything out of the way that was taking up space. And so that God could create the space in you that was needed for whatever was to come. And that's your love story, And I know that Phil and I had those exact same conversations over the years. And, the thing that's we love to tease Philip about, but of course, in a way, look up to him for, is the fact that he's literally never loved anyone besides Bethany his entire life. And one of the things he admitted to me after you guys got back together was that the reason he couldn't talk to you when you were in a room with him, when you just wanted to heal and become friends again, he couldn't talk to you because he knew if he did, he would fall right back in love with you and get right back together with you. And God didn't want that to happen yet. God, it's that's how much he loved you, but God also loved you guys and said, Philip, it's not time yet. You have something in the way that needs to be cleared out so that you guys can really love each other. So it's never that the love wasn't there. It's that God was working on you and creating a time and teaching you the patience and the strength to get to a place like today where we saw you up here, where it feels like this was the story all along. God had already written this story. This is the most natural day of our lives. It just feels like, of course you were always coming here. Because God broke you open, and now your life is going to be that perfume coming out of the alabaster box. Your lives are going to be service to the world. Your union, your strength as a couple that you always had through every adventure and art project and idea and planning an awesome wedding. And it's just so evident that God has plans for you all because your story's been written since the foundation of the universe.
Amen. Hallelujah.
And both of you have grown tremendously in God's presence and in surrendering yourselves to Him, and that was very evident today. And I know that that is going to be the thing that transforms every single thing that you guys touch together. So I know I should end there, but I just need to say that seeing my brother's eyes when he looks at you is the happiest thing I've ever experienced. Just knowing that someone like Phil, who has needed to be looked at the way you looked at him, and I know I'm kind of blabbering, but it's just like, it just gives me immense joy to know that you guys have each other and to see you caring for each other and knowing that both of you are going to be treated with special love for the rest of your life because of your love for each other. That's it. I gotta stop now.